Alright, so my third attempt to make this video. The last time it was like 15 minutes long, and that's just way too effing long. Some folks have asked me to make a quick how-to video on the parts and the takedown of the weapons that will be issued in basic training. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Like was said in the post, the MTIs will probably give us a pretty good overview of what we're going to have to do and what all the parts are. I'm sure, it's their job. They're going to be good at it. But the purpose of this video is just something for you guys who don't have a background in weapons handling to watch, study if you want. That way you feel like you have a bit of a leg up. But as soon as you get down to BMT, everyone's going to be issued a study guide, and it'll be in there, everything I want to tell you. Plus I'm sure a lot more. I'll probably miss a bunch. But this is an ar-15. Bring that in. It's basically a civilian version of what they're going to give us at BMT, which is an M4 or an M16 rifle. They're almost the same thing. They're basically the same rifle with the exception of how long they are. First things first, you always make sure, where did it go? I had it here a second ago. There it is. You always make sure the weapon is empty and safe. I pulled the magazine out of this one, so there's nothing in it. For all you safety freaks, here's a safety check. There's nothing in the chamber. Alright, a quick rundown of the parts. You've got the buttstock. It's what you rest against your shoulder. Helps to negate the recoil. Inside the buttstock is the buffer tube. Our buttstocks at BMT, I don't know if they'll be adjustable, but they'll serve the exact same purpose. As we move down, you've got the receiver. You've got the upper receiver and the lower receiver. The lower receiver is going to be your grip, your trigger, the magazine release. That's right, big pet peeve of mine for everybody who likes their hip-hop videos. This is not a clip, it's a magazine. I don't care what they say on TV. If we flip over the weapon, on the other side of the lower receiver, you've got your fire select lever. Let's see here, right now, we're on fire. Since we cleared the weapon, we'll switch it to safe, which means if you squeeze the trigger, nothing's going to happen. If you put it on fire and squeeze the trigger, you get a click. Put that back on safe. And then up here you have the bolt stop and the bolt catch. What that does is it just holds the bolt to the rear after you're done with your magazine and allows you to slide it forward when you put in a new one. Alright. Moving down from the receiver, you've got the handguard. Underneath the handguard is the barrel. Runs all the way down. And then you have essentially above the barrel, I won't get into it because I don't want to confuse anybody, but you have the gas system that allows the weapon to work. Without that, it would still function, but not properly. Anyway, alright. That basically covers all the basics. Now, to take down the rifle. Everything happens on the upper and lower receiver. And a quick thing, I know some of you probably looked at me like, upper and lower, what? Let's see here. If you look at the receiver itself, you can kind of see a fine line that runs down here. Above that line is the upper receiver, and below it is the lower receiver. So, now that that's out of the way, on the receiver itself, if you look right there, you see what looks like a little button, and then there's another one right there. Those are the takedown pins. They're what holds the entire rifle together. What we're going to do is we're going to push them through as far as we can from this side of the rifle. You'll hear a little click. Push the back one through. And then when we flip the rifle over, we're going to start with the back pin. Alright, the back pin is now out as far as it'll come on this particular rifle. Now, for just everyday cleaning, this is as far as you have to go, because from here, the rifle is one big hinge. You can pull everything you need to pull out of the rifle out and clean it. For the sake of the video, however, I'm going to pull out the other pin as well. And now, I've got an upper and a lower that are completely separate. We don't need the lower, but real quick, I'm just going to show you what it does. If we click it back onto fire, here you can kind of see that. If you see this lump right here, this is the hammer. When you pull the trigger, that's what swings forward and fires the round. Alright, So you don't need the lower. I'm going to set it aside. And then for the sake of this next part, I'm going to put on gloves because the oil in these things gets everywhere. Sorry, I'm wearing my depth shirt. We had an all-day event today that really sucked. All right, back on topic. Upper receiver. To take it apart and start, cleaning everything, we're going to go back up here to the top of the upper receiver. If I flip this, you can see there's kind of an outline of a. You get a back white drop or a white backdrop. Sorry, guys. Anyway, this thing back here is called the charging handle. What you're going to do is you're going to squeeze the handle and start to pull it out. I'm going to flip this upside down. As I pull it out, you see something silver coming with it. This right here, this is the bolt. It's actually the bolt carrier group. This little black piece on the end. This is called the bolt. This is basically what allows everything to happen. It's what holds the bullet. It holds it in place, and then a firing pin comes through and ignites the round and allows it to shoot. And then once you're done, it's what holds onto the bullet and allows it to come out. It's called the bolt carrier group, this whole thing, because it's what holds onto the bolt and allows it, to function as part of the weapon. This is the charging handle out of the weapon. You can kind of see what it looks like now without having to look at a dark weapon against a dark shirt. Sorry for the awesome quality of the video. I'm sorry. The charging handles on the weapons at BMT won't look exactly like this. This is kind of an upgraded one, but it'll be pretty much the same. If you look at the underside of the charging handle, sorry, I'm not used to the mirror effect here. There's kind of a groove that runs on the inside. I'll explain the purpose of that here in a sec once we start putting it back together. Alright, reassembly. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. But on the inside, the upper inside of the upper receiver, there's a groove. What you're going to do is you're going to take your charging handle, slide it in the back. Actually, there, you can see the groove right there. You're going to slide it in the back of the upper receiver until you feel it click into place. And then once it's in place, you're going to take your bolt carrier group and this piece up here on top that sticks out, that groove that I mentioned a minute ago, you're going to slide that into the groove and push it in as far as it'll go until it catches on the charging handle, which will be right about there. Well, now once you get here, if you keep pushing, they move together. So you're going to push it in until it stops right here, and if you give it one more little push, you'll hear and you'll feel a really loud click. Alright? Everything is back together in the upper receiver. So what we'll do, if you look here too, slide this up. Alright, you can see right here and right here are the holes that the pins go through that hold the weapon together. So we're going to line those back up with the takedown pins on the lower receiver. Alright, so I pushed the front one through, so now we're back to the hinge. We lock everything up, push the rear one through. And that is basically that. The charging handle, basically, when it's in place, will function just like that. It's all spring loaded, so it will return itself to the front of the weapon. But anyway, we'll set that aside. That's good to go. In BMT, there's a little more to it as far as I believe you have to take everything out of the bolt carrier group as well. But like I said, they will, I'm sure, show us how to do everything. Sorry, my dog's chewing on stuff over here on the side. They'll show us how to do everything and how to do it quickly. I believe the test at BMT, they give you 2 minutes to take down and another 2 minutes to put it all back together. I mean, honestly speaking, without taking apart the actual carrier group, I can, take down and put a weapon back together in probably 15 or 20 seconds. It's extremely quick once you get the hang of it. I I apologize if I just made it seem like a huge pain in the ass and complicated. It's not at all. There's like 3 or 4 steps. It's very, very easy. You guys will all be great at it, I promise. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, leave a comment. I'd be happy to make another video or respond to your messages accordingly. So anyway, been great, and I look forward to hearing your responses. All right, you guys, take care.